नाराए तकबीर, नाराए तकबीर। हज़रत मोहम्मद मुस्तफा, हज़रत मोहम्मद मुस्तफा, मोहसिन इंसानियत, गुलाम अहमद की, गुलाम अहमद की, हज़रत अमीरुल मोमिनीन, हज़रत अमीरुल मोमिनीन, हज़रत खलीफतुल मसीह खामेद, इतनी वाका, नाराए तकबीर।
अस्सलामु अलैकुम रहमतुल्लाह। तिलावत कुरान करीम एहसान अहमद साहब।
अस्सलामु अलैकुम रहमतुल्लाह। أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الرسول بلغ ما أنزل إليك بلغ ما أنزل إليك من ربك وإن لم تفعل فما بلغت رسالته والله يعصمك من الناس إن الله لا يهدي القوم الكافرين. قل يا أهل الكتاب لستم على شيء حتى تقيموا التوراة والإنجيل وما أنزل إليكم من ربكم وليزيدن كثيرا منهم ما أنزل إليك من ربك طغيانا وكفرا فلا تأس على القوم الكافرين.
Translation Abdul Ghaffar Adam Sahib.
Assalamu alaikum. The portion of the Holy Quran recited before you was from Surah Al-Ma'idah, verses 68 and 69. The English translation is as follows: I seek refuge with Allah from Satan, the accursed. In the name of Allah, the gracious, ever merciful. O Messenger, convey to the people what has been revealed to thee from thy Lord. And if thou do it not, thou hast not conveyed his message at all. And Allah will protect thee from men. Surely, Allah guides not the disbelieving people. Say, O people of the book, you stand on nothing until you observe the Torah and the Gospel and what has now been sent down to you from your Lord. And surely, what has been sent down to thee from thy Lord will increase many of them in rebellion and disbelief. So grieve not for the disbelieving people. Jazakumullah.
Pledge. Ashhadu Allah ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu. Ashhadu Allah ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu. Ashhadu Allah ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu. I bear witness that there is none worthy of worship except Allah. He is one and has no partner. And I bear witness that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his servant and messenger. I solemnly pledge that I shall always be ready to sacrifice my life, wealth, time, and honor for the sake of my faith, country, and nation. Likewise, I shall be ready to offer any sacrifice for guarding the institution of Khilafat-e-Ahmadiyya. Moreover, I shall deem it essential to abide by any maroof nisyan made by Khalifatul Masih. Inshallah. Seated. Assam Ahmed Nazm.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Manzoom Pakiza Kalam Hazrat Aqdas Masih Maud alayhi salatu wassalam. ہر طرف فکر کو دوڑا کے تھکایا ہم نے، کوئی دین محمد سا نہ پایا ہم نے، کوئی دین محمد سا نہ پایا ہم نے، کوئی مذہب نہیں ایسا کہ نشان دکھلائے، یہ ثمر باغ محمد سے ہی کھایا ہم نے، یہ ثمر باغ محمد سے ہی کھایا ہم نے۔ آؤ لوگو، آؤ لوگو کہ یہی نور خدا پاؤ گے، لو تمہیں طور تسلی کا بتایا ہم نے، مصطفیٰ پر تیرا بے حد ہو سلام اور رحمت، اس سے یہ نور لیا بارے خدایا ہم نے، اس سے یہ نور لیا بارے خدایا ہم نے۔
This translation, Wazir Rahman Muaz.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. The couplets recited before you are written by the promised Messiah alayhi salam. The translation is as follows. I let my fancy fly in all directions. but I did not find a faith like the faith of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. There is no religion which shows the signs of truth. This fruit I tasted only in the garden of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Come, O ye people, herein you will find the light of God. Lo, I have told you the way of satisfaction. Countless blessings and peace be upon Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allah is my witness. From him I received this light. Jazakallah.
اجتماع رپورٹ صدر مجلس خدام الأحمدیہ.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Beloved Hazur, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Beloved Hazur, by the grace of Allah, we have now arrived at the concluding session of this year's National Ijtima. The following is a brief report. Hazur, the theme of this year's Ijtima, graciously given to us by Hazur Aqdas, was Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the perfect preacher. Beloved Hazur, apart from the academic and sports competitions, some of the key highlights of this year's Ijtima include panel discussions and talks on the importance of Khilafat and our responsibilities, Tabligh on the front line, the situation in the Middle East, debunking atheism, and other topics related to the theme of the year. Exhibitions emphasizing the significance of Tabligh in the West, and under Hazur's instructions, we had to send marquee and introduce sports for them. There was a Master Chef grill competition, a tent city. Beloved Hazur, it was the first time we divided the Atfal competition into 3 age brackets. My beloved Hazur, by the sheer grace and mercy of Allah, the attendance this year is 7,545, alhamdulillah. Hazur, this year, the Ijtima teams comprised of young professionals dedicating their time to creating the wonderful atmosphere we have enjoyed this year. I would like to thank the volunteers on behalf of the entire Majlis and would humbly request Hazur's gracious prayer for their tireless efforts. I would also like to thank all the members of the Ijtima committee, led by Naib Sadr Luqman Bajwa Sahib, serving as Nazmi Ala for this year's Ijtima, as well as UK Jamaat, Jalsa Salana Management and MTA International teams. Most importantly, on behalf of the entire Majlis, I would like to thank Hazur Aqdas. We witnessed yet another miracle of the acceptance of Hazur's prayers. The weather forecast for the weekend predicted heavy rain, but alhamdulillah, we've enjoyed pleasant weather during this Ijtima. Alhamdulillah. We are grateful and indebted to the continued guidance our beloved Hazur has provided throughout our preparation, enabling a successful Ijtima to be held this year. Beloved Hazur, we truly appreciate the fact that Hazur Aqdas has blessed us and honored us with his presence at the final session. On the behalf of the Majlis, may I also request Hazur's continuous prayers for the Majlis, that we always work in accordance with the vision and directives of Hazrat Khalifatul Masih. Beloved Hazur, with your permission, we would now like to play a short video showing highlights of the 3 days of the Ijtima. Jazakumullah.
Khuddam gathered in the Ijtimagah for an inspiring Friday sermon. Hazur Aqdas emphasized that Khuddam should strive to improve their spirituality and academic standards, focusing on continually reciting Durood and other prayers he recently drew attention towards. This year's Ijtima featured a number of new activities such as shot put, archery and Khadim Warrior, as well as new academic competitions like calligraphy, poster and video. The theme was Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the perfect preacher, and extra focus was on spiritual and academic development, with many Khuddam taking part.
My first time being a Khadim in the National Ijtima, I found it a bit nerve-wracking because I was competing with people who are probably much better than me. But nonetheless, I tried my best.
In addition to the many competitions, one major innovation was the all-new exhibition, featuring exhibits such as Waqf-e-Nau, Jamia, the history of Ahmadiyyat, a bookstore, and a unique experience focusing on this year's theme.
We're doing something a little bit different for Khuddam this year. We're having a proper experience as you would have in a museum. It's called Journey of a Preacher, and essentially we've split it into 5 stages, and it's literally what the journey of a preacher should be. We have lots of practical guidance and advice to help in doing tabligh. It's all about living your life in the way of the Holy Prophet ﷺ.
Inspiring talks were hosted in various locations to ensure there was something for everyone, including Gaza on the front line, God Saved My Life, and the persecution.
I could hear him loading his gun, and he pointed that gun towards my back. And by that time I realized, okay, now this is the time probably. I just recite my last kalma, and this is the end, I believe. So I could still remember that feeling that I said, La ilaha illallah.
An MK studio was constructed for the Ijtima, hosting talks and shows with presenters and guests, covering a range of engaging topics from the Ijtima itself to marriage and fatherhood.
This year again, we've been looking after the SEND tent for our Atfal al-Khuddam brothers with any special educational needs. Last year, alhamdulillah, was a really great success. We had a good turnout, and we had the opportunity of helping these children, providing sensory activities such as the respite area, any sensory toys and activities, and special dietary requirements.
All of this was in addition to the regular fixtures such as the Hub, MasterChef, the Bazaar, and indoor sports. By the grace of Allah, Atfal at this year's National Ijtima had opportunities to grow in their religious understanding, spirituality, and brotherhood. This year, the Young Muawineen Championship featured once again. A newer Hadith competition and a special Salat challenge tested Atfal's religious knowledge. On the sports front, basketball made a comeback, along with father and son competitions and an exciting new athletics corner. In the Atfal Hub, there were inspirational talks, science experiments, and other activities keeping minds sharp, including the astronomy exhibition. At its core, the Ijtima aimed to strengthen Atfal's spirituality, from congregational prayers to an exhibition on the Holy Prophet ﷺ's life. The Ijtima gave a chance for Atfal to reflect on how the teachings and character of the Holy Prophet ﷺ guides their lives and exemplifies the true message of Islam. Those Atfal transitioning into Khuddam this year also received special packs with a booklet containing all they need to know about entering Majlis Khuddam al-Ahmadiyya.
Hazrat Amir al-Mu'mineen, Ayyadahullah Ta'ala bin Aziz states, today, when non-Muslims continuously attack Islam and the character of the Holy Prophet ﷺ from all directions, today, it is only Ahmadis, only the Ahmadi youth, who will show the superiority of Islam to the world.
Ilhan Almain Ami, Naib Sadr Sahab.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Beloved Hazur, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. For the year 2022 to 23, Hazur Anwar has graciously approved the following qiyadats as winners of Atfal al-Ahmadiyya and Khuddam al-Ahmadiyya al-Ma'inami. It will be an honor and privilege for the winners of al-Ma'inami to receive the alam from the blessed hands of Hazur Anwar, Ayyadullah Ta'ala bin Aslih al-Aziz. Beloved Hazur, we humbly request if Hazur could kindly present the alams. The Al-Ma'inami winner for Atfal al-Ahmadiyya is Sheffield Qiyadat. Barakallahu lakum. The Al-Ma'inami winner for Khuddam al-Ahmadiyya is Wolverhampton Qiyadat.
Wolverhampton.
Barakallahu lakum. Jazakallah.
Takbir. Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa. Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa. Ghulam Ahmad ki. Hazrat Amirul Momineen. Hazrat Amirul Momineen. Nara Takbir.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين By the grace of Allah, once again, you have had the opportunity to hold and participate in the National Ijtima of Majlis Khudam al-Ahmadiyya, an Ijtima dedicated to young Ahmadi men and boys. Undoubtedly, when a community's youth embrace its values and strive to fulfill its objectives, that community thrives and progresses. Thus, in 1938, when Hazrat Khalifatul Masih Sani founded Majlis Khudam al-Ahmadiyya, he did so with the aspiration that all Ahmadi youth and boys would excel in the observance of their faith consistently, improve their moral standards, elevate their worship of Allah, and forge an ever stronger connection with Him. In essence, Khudam al-Ahmadiyya was formed as a means for Ahmadi youth collectively to live their lives according to the teachings of Islam. It was formed to cultivate within our youth a spirit of service and sacrifice for their faith. Moreover, Majlis Khudam al-Ahmadiyya was established not only to ensure Ahmadi youth fulfilled their religious objectives, but to ensure that their children and the future generation of Ahmadis remained committed to their faith. Furthermore, it was established so that Ahmadi youth could ignite a spiritual and moral transformation in the world by guiding other people towards Allah the Almighty and inspiring them to inculcate the highest moral values. So let it be clear that Hazrat Muslim Maud radhiyallahu anhu did not establish Majlis Khudam al-Ahmadiyya merely as a platform for Ahmadi youth to gather together. Rather, he set forth noble objectives for Khudam, and so leave no stone unturned in your efforts to achieve them. Remember, Majlis Khudam al-Ahmadiyya bears no resemblance to worldly groups who are fixated on their personal gain and protecting their narrow self-interests and rights. On the contrary, where we must strive to strengthen our relationship with Allah the Almighty and to fulfill the rights of His creation, we must also, through love and rationality, invite others towards God and fulfilling their rights of His creation. Only then shall we be acting upon the blessed words of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam that one should like for others what he likes for himself. So, as Khadim and Tifl, never estimate the significance of your mission. Your goals and ambitions are vast and profound. And so embrace them with pride and determination. In this age, we are not only witnessing a rapid decline in the worship of God and growing apathy towards religion, but also a chilling indifference to the suffering of God's creation. Where help is extended to those in need, it is often driven by ulterior motives and a desire to fulfill Western interests under the guise of humanity. Help is often conditional, and compassion is a commodity bartered for political and economic gain. As a result, an ever-rising chorus of wise voices are now openly denouncing the major powers and worldly institutions to be guilty of glaring double standards. In contrast to these prevailing trends of materialism, hypocrisy, and selfishness, we as Ahmadi Muslims must rise as beacons of sincerity, unwavering faith, and selfless service to all humanity, free from all forms of discrimination and self-interest. We must endeavor to bring people towards those noble objectives that define our true purpose. Every member of the Jamaat should focus on this goal and be prepared to make every necessary effort and sacrifice for this cause. And you can only be successful if your every act is governed by a desire to attain Allah's pleasure. Do not let worldly desires or material objectives cloud your intentions or judgment. Once, whilst addressing Majlis Khudam al-Ahmadiyya, Hazrat Muslim Maud radhiyallahu anhu urged Jamaat members to strive, regardless of their age or status, towards attaining such exceptional levels of virtue, righteousness, devotion to God, truthfulness, and justice that non-Ahmadis and non-Muslims testified to the exemplary character of Ahmadis. Further, he taught that Ahmadis should not be satisfied even if they personally develop good morals and righteousness. Should not be satisfied even if they personally developed good morals and righteousness. Instead, they must strive to inspire and cultivate such virtues in others. Hence, if we as Ahmadis are to progress and fulfill the objectives for which we have taken the bayat of the promised Messiah al-Islam, we must, irrespective of our age, try to bring about a profound change within ourselves. We must commit to living our lives free from immorality, injustice, and deception. Otherwise, our claim of bringing forth a spiritual revolution in the world shall be reduced to hollow and superficial words. In terms of our self-reformation, we must start from our homes by fulfilling the rights of our parents, wives, children, brothers, sisters, and relatives. We must fulfill the rights of our friends, teachers, and colleagues, whether they be our superior or juniors. Above all, every Ahmadi should strive to free themselves from all things that displease God Almighty. For example, a major sin that Allah the Almighty has forbidden is to think ill of others. There is a great wisdom in this teaching, as the consequences of thinking ill others can be far-reaching. Indeed, harboring grudges or casting aspersions on others is a sure way to fuel division and disorder within homes, social circles, the wider society, and between nations. Thus, I remind the younger Khuddam or older Atfal who are still navigating their pathway in life to avoid needlessly forming negative opinions about others. Instead, maintain a positive outlook and think good of people, unless clear and compelling evidence emerges to the contrary. Further, always remember that chief amongst all evils is falsehood. Falsehood is a poison that seeps into the heart of mankind and tears apart bonds of trust and unity in society. In today's world, falsehood has become so common that often a person cannot differentiate between what is true and what is false. Regrettably, due to the harmful effect of society, even some Ahmadi youth and children have become involved in falsehood. Perhaps they believe the deception to be just a joke, but Allah has deemed any joke that includes falsehood to be wrong and sinful. At a social level, an ever-increasing problem is the spread of falsehood on social media. Indeed, it is no exaggeration to say that we live in an age of rampant misinformation. People share or forward messages either deliberately or ignorantly, irrespective of whether what is stated or depicted is true. The consequences of such deception lie far beyond the comprehension of many young people. Lies and false propaganda are being spread across towns, cities, and nations in the blink of an eye, igniting tensions and conflict between communities. Social media platforms, which proudly claim to bring people together, are actually driving them further apart. For example, a few weeks ago, riots broke out in various cities of the UK after posts on social media alleged that the perpetrator of the heinous killing of innocent children in Southport was a Muslim immigrant. This was a complete fabrication, yet it spread like wildfire and social media and resulted on social media and resulted in immigrants, especially Muslims, being maliciously targeted. When challenged about the spread of misinformation, those involved invariably refuse to take any accountability for their actions. So, in this age of falsehood, it is up to Ahmadi youth to be the guardians of truth. Every Khadam should always pause and reflect before commenting or sharing any message. Before pressing the send button, carefully determine if what you are sharing is accurate and beneficial for others. Do not forward a message or comment on a post if there is even a hint of deception or if you are unsure of its truth. No matter what, an Ahmadi should never take refuge in falsehood. Aside from social media, people often lie to save themselves from the anger or judgment of their parents, teachers, or work superiors. Similarly, when a husband and wife are estranged for the sake of getting a decision made in their favor or to gain the sympathy of others, one or both parties often resort to falsehood. Such people do not realize that lying is a sin of immense magnitude. Indeed, if a person believes in God, he can not only shudder at the very thought of the consequences of falsehood, given that Allah the Almighty has deemed it to be the equivalent to shirk, that is, associating partners with Him. Furthermore, the Holy Prophet ﷺ has stated that restoring to falsehood is the mark of hypocrite. The Holy Prophet ﷺ said that when a hypocrite speaks, he lies. When he makes a deal, he violates its terms. When he makes a promise, he breaks it. And when involved in a dispute, bereft of reason and logic, a hypocrite resorts to cursing and abusing the other party. No Ahmadi man, woman, or child should ever tolerate that thought of being the thought of being classed amongst the idolaters or hypocrites. As I have said, there should not even be a hint of deception in our words or deeds. Rather, others should testify that Ahmadi youth speak truth, live truth, and embody truth at all times. People should have complete confidence that if they deal with an Ahmadi, they will fulfill the terms of their agreement with integrity, even if it leads to a loss. Further, if you ever find yourself in dispute or argument, never lower your moral standards by abusing or cursing the other person. Rather, use logic and evidence to support and convey your point. Hold fast to the truth, even if it may cause you short-term loss. Always remember that plotting or scheming can never lead to anything good or prove a means of benefit to us. One day we must all depart this world, and so we must spend whatever time we have engaged in those acts that are pleasing to Allah the Almighty and abide by the perfect teachings of His teaching He has bestowed to us through the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Similarly, Ahmadi parents must refrain from all forms of falsehood within their homes, even what they might consider a harmless joke. As parents, you must nurture the seeds of truthfulness in your children. Otherwise, you cannot expect your children to speak truthfully and to understand its value. Similarly, always keep your promises to your children. Do not make a promise if you are unsure if you can fulfill it. In his writings and various discourses, the promised Messiah ﷺ has also repeatedly condemned falsehood in the strongest possible terms. On one occasion, the promised Messiah ﷺ states, in reality, until a person abandons falsehood, he cannot become pure. Worthless, worldly people believe that they cannot survive without lies. However, this is a reprehensible belief. Here, the Prophet Messiah ﷺ condemns and utterly rejects the belief that a person must engage in falsehood to succeed. The Prophet Messiah ﷺ further said, if one cannot survive with truth, then falsehood certainly cannot sustain a person either. It is deeply regretful that these wretched people do not give God the value He deserves. He says, they do not know that without the grace and mercy of God Almighty, a person cannot survive. The Prophet Messiah ﷺ continued, yet they consider the filth of falsehood to be their God and the means of resolving their difficulties. This is precisely why God Almighty has tied falsehood to idol worship in the Holy Quran. Know for certain that we cannot take even a single step, rather not even a single breath, without the grace of God. The Prophet Messiah ﷺ states that every single breath we take is due only to the grace of God Almighty, and that a person's scheming, plotting, or lying can never lead to success. By departing from the truth, all we achieve is to depart from the protection and mercy of God Almighty. Conversely, if we eliminated falsehood from society, the many conflicts, disputes, and grievances that threatens the world's peace, prosperity, and prosperity would find no oxygen to burn. If truth and justice are prized above all else, the fear of facing the consequences of their actions would deter nations from perpetrating warfare, evil, and injustice. At an individual level, people would naturally try to free themselves of their vices out of a fear of exposure and having their reputation tarnished. This is why the Holy Prophet ﷺ instructed one companion that if he genuinely desired to rid himself of his many vices, he should pledge never again to tell a lie. Consequently, if we instill a fidelity to the truth within ourselves, other virtues and qualities will automatically develop in us and become part of our daily lives. Therefore, I reiterate that all Jamaat members, especially Khuddam and Atfal, should collectively pledge to eradicate all traces of dishonesty from their lives. Indeed, Ahmadi youth and children should, as individuals and collectively, launch a campaign and movement to uphold truthfulness and honesty, reject falsehood and embrace truth. May it be that all people testify to the fact that Ahmadi youth are those who never utter a false word. Now, before concluding, I also wish to remind you of the crucial importance of obedience to Khilafat. If your pledge you have all vowed to abide by and fully obey any maroof decision made by Khalifa-e-Waqt. What is a maroof decision? Simply, it is to convey the commands of Allah the Almighty and His noble Messenger Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, because the Khalifa-e-Waqt will never give any instruction or statement contrary to the commands of Allah the Almighty or the Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Accordingly, you must continually assess if you are living up to your pledge of obedience. Amongst the maroof decision of Khalifa-e-Waqt, instructing Ahmadis to observe Salat at the prescribed times and fulfill the rights of the worship of God Almighty is of primary importance. Thus, I repeatedly instruct Ahmadis to focus on offering namaz with concentration and humility at the appointed times. Regrettably, the attendance at our mosques and Salat centers is not as high as it should be. Even though many Khuddam and Atfal live near a mosque or center and can easily come for namaz. Similarly, many do not wake up to offer the Fajr prayer at the correct time. Each Khadim personally and Majlis Khuddamul Ahmadiyya as an organization should pay attention to this. Unquestionably, when you strive to fulfill the rights of Allah, your love for Him will naturally lead you to fulfill the rights of His creation. So, if you are diligent in the worship of Allah the Almighty, you will come to possess and exhibit the highest morals and will never be the cause of disorder or deviance in society. Instead, You will play a significant and positive role in bringing people together under the banner of peace, love, and mutual respect. Similarly, I wish to draw your attention to the fact that after namaz, a short dars is normally offered in our mosques, and instead of leaving quickly, you should listen carefully to it. This will ensure that the commands of Allah the Almighty and His Messenger Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam consistently reach your ear and will deepen your understanding of Islamic teachings and beliefs. Indeed, it is of the utmost importance that you strive to increase your religious knowledge, as only if you possess knowledge of your beliefs can you act upon them. Now, as the Ijtima draws to a close and you return to your homes, I urge you to pay close attention to what I have said today. Reflect especially upon the hadith in which the Holy Prophet ﷺ taught that shunning falsehood was the means of freeing yourself from others' vices and sinful activities. Similarly, pay heed to the blessed words of the Prophet Messiah ﷺ, advising his followers to remain engaged in a constant spiritual jihad against falsehood. Always remember that a community or nation whose members manifest truth and integrity is destined for great success. Hence, if members of Majlis Khudam al-Ahmadiyya and Atfal al-Ahmadiyya hold fast to truth, there is no doubt that a great and everlasting spiritual victory is destined for us. Undoubtedly, if Ahmadis manifest Islam's true teachings individually and collectively, then no matter what our opponents throw at us, no matter how they seek to destroy or persecute us, their every effort will be futile and denied. They will never be able to cause us any harm, as together we will raise aloft a shield of truth that can never be penetrated, inshallah. Always remember that our purpose extends far beyond mere words. We will not fulfill our objectives just by reciting poems or slogans. Rather, our prosperity lies in ensuring that our deeds perfectly mirror the teachings of Islam. And so, at the end, I pray that may every Khadam and Tifl leave this Ijtima with a fervent and burning desire to elevate their worship, strengthen their morals, and embody truth in every facet of their lives. May Allah the Almighty enable all of us to do so. Ameen. Jazakallah. Now join me in silent prayer. Ameen. کتنے منٹ کے کتنے منٹ ہیں 3-4 منٹ میں کرو جلدی سے.
ہم احمدی بچے ہیں کچھ کر کے دکھا دیں گے. ہم احمدی بچے ہیں کچھ کر کے دکھا دیں گے. شیطان کی حکومت کو دنیا سے مٹا دیں گے. ہر طرف پکاریں گے دنیا میں نظیر آیا. ہر طرف پکاریں گے دنیا میں نظیر آیا.
ہر ایک کو جا جا کر پیغام خدا دیں گے.
ہر ایک کو جا جا کر پیغام خدا دیں گے. خلیفہ دل ہمارا ہے خلافت زندگانی ہے. خلافت فصل گل بھی ہے بہار جاودانی ہے. خلیفہ دل ہمارا ہے خلافت زندگانی.
تیری محبت میں میرے پیارے ہر ایک مصیبت اٹھائیں گے ہم. مگر نہ چھوڑیں گے تجھ کو ہرگز نہ تیرے در پر سے جائیں گے ہم. تیری محبت کے جرم میں تیری محبت کے جرم میں جو پیس بھی ڈال جائیں گے ہم. تو اس کو جانیں گے عین راحت نہ دل میں کچھ خیال لائیں گے ہم. تو اس کو جانیں گے عین راحت نہ دل میں کچھ خیال لائیں گے. نبیوں کا امام آیا اللہ امام اس کا. نبیوں کا امام آیا اللہ امام اس کا. وہ پاک محمد ہے ہم سب کا حبیب آقا. انوار رسالت ہے جس کی چمن آرائی ہے.
اللہ